Most people I've met, now there might be a few, but most people I've met don't want a handout from the government. There are some. And mind you, there are plenty in Collins Street and Pitt Street. Big business loves a handout from the government. And maybe there are some people unemployed who do too. But the vast bulk of people, if you're on the age pension, you're on it because of your age. If you're on the veteran's pension, you're on it because you are a veteran. If you're on the carer's pension, you're on it because you are a carer. If you're on the disability pension, 99% of the time it's because you have a permanent impairment. But that does not make you a second-class Australian. What I fundamentally believe is that we've been guilty for the last few years of trying to make people who receive a Centrelink payment feel ashamed of themselves. Now what I want to put to you is that we shouldn't be privatising Centrelink. We shouldn't be contracting out the call centres. If you've got I've got great friends, a lovely lady lives down the road, she's the best baker in the world. Best baker in the world. But she's got diabetes. And she's, one leg's come off. She's a very proud lady. But she is made to feel worthless when she has to wait for hours to correct Centrelink details which are sent out to her. This is not right. So we will put more permanent jobs back into Centrelink. We want to put more people back into administering the system so the people who have to use it don't make them feel like they're second class. The other point which you were driving back at was with disability in particular. We want to make sure that people with disability have a say in their lives. That's why we will redress the NDIS, and I mentioned that at length with Mary's question. But there was the second question which was asked about the card. Now I did a press conference and some of our friends here from the local media, you'd be pleased to know, asked exactly the same question. Perhaps you were passionate more, but you were definitely more passionate. It was the same question. And what I've said is that we can't stop the rollout, but we did vote against it. I kept my word. I think it was in August of 2017 we were here, and you sort of said, will you keep your word? We did. We said we'd look at the evidence, and if we didn't like the evidence, we'd vote against it, and we did. And I think we arranged for your group to come and speak to the Senate Select Committee, and we did. I can't unscramble the egg of what this government does, but what we can do, if elected, is we will do what we can to roll it back, because we don't support it. The case hasn't been made to spend $13.5 million on a new scheme when that money could go better to help people in other ways to find work and help with addiction. Just on balance, too many people have seen problems with it for you to be ignored. If it was just one or two people, well then maybe it's one or two people. Some people swear by this cashless welfare card, and I've met some of them in other communities. But the more that I see and the more that I meet, this idea of treating some Australians as children, as not competent, that's not the Australian way. So we will do everything we can once we are elected, with the proviso I can't unscramble what they get wrong between now and May the 11th. So that's a direct answer.